After creating an actual chessboard, the very next step is to include the pieces. Okay, so how do we do that? You can see I'm in the vanilla chess folder. If I type ls and press enter, you can see I have a new folder called assets. If I go into assets and just ls there, you can see I have another folder called pieces. If I just, let me just remove this. If I just ls now pieces, you can see I have some elements here, some images, including a black bishop, king, knight, pawn, queen, and rook, and a white bishop, king, knight, pawn, queen, and rook. Okay, so we have everything you need. Now, if you're following along and coding with me, the best way to get these assets is through the GitHub link, and I'm going to be leaving that in the description down below. So you can just go there and find all of the code that we have already written up to this point, and also get all of the assets that we need. I'm going to be updating that GitHub repository twice, once now and once at the end of the project. Okay, so let's go back here. And I want to just go to my text editor. Since we have everything now set up, we can just open up the text editor and we can start coding. I'm going to go to the index.html. And I do have a board, but now I need my chess pieces. So I'm going to create a new div. I'm going to give it the class pieces. Okay, then I'm going to close the div. Okay, so now inside of the div, I'm going to be needing my pieces, and I can put them in separate divs, but that doesn't really matter at all, since we're going to be using something called absolute positioning to work with all of the pieces. So you don't really need to know, you don't really need to put them in separate divs or stuff like that. We can just put them here. Okay, so in chess, the first two rows here and here are the ones containing the initial elements. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here, and 16 at this side, 16 at this side. So 32 pieces will be entered into the board. Okay, great. So the first piece here should be the rook. So we're going to be starting from here, right? Okay, so I'm going to stay. I'm going to be importing the image, and I'm going to be using the img tag here, and I'm going to give it an alt, and it's going to be the white rook. Okay, and the source, I'll just include a full stop there, and the source here would be just starting from this folder, going to the assets folder, then from this going to the pieces folder, then from here just typing white rook.png. Okay, so if I just close this now, and if I save this, let me just see if that works. And indeed it does. So we have the actual rook in the game now. Okay, great. But I need more. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to include some additional data here uh, regarding its initial position, right? Uh, so I'm just going to call it row here, and it should be on row 1, and I'm going to call this column, and it should be on column A. So this is the first element. Okay, so now I can just copy it here and just paste it. 1, 2, 3. We are at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the first row. And I'm gonna duplicate it only one more time so that we have 9 elements. Okay, I'm gonna go here, and so the white rook, next up is the white, if I remember correctly, it is the white bishop. And after that is the white knight. From the knight we go to, let me try to remember, it's been a while. So this is A1, so then B1, C1. Okay, so then D1 is the white queen. So yeah, right. Let me just make sure. 1, 2, 3, and the fourth one, white queen. Okay. Then king. Okay. Then we have to repeat that on the other side. So we go back to saying queen, not queen, sorry, instead bishop. Okay, again, I'm making a mistake here. It's knight, bishop, then the rook. Then here, the pawn, right? The final, the first piece actually of the second column, second row. Okay, so let's update them here. Okay, so the alt actually is just for screen readers and stuff to make the website more accessible for example, for people with disabilities on vision and stuff like that, so that the screen reader can read to them what the actual pieces are. So that's very important. Here I can now just input bishop. Okay, let me just remove this PNG part. Uh, then the knight, queen, and the source is just what connects the actual images to the HTML, right? I'm sorry. So uh, everything in the source, by the way, the source are relative. There are two types of linking in coding, right? There are relative and there's absolute. This is relative, meaning you start from your current folder, not the system folder. So that's what most people struggle with most of the time. So just make sure you get that right. Okay, so now everything here is in row 1, except this, it's in row 2. Then we can just go and apply B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. But this one is going to be on A, so we're not going to be changing that. Okay, if we now save it and if we return, you can see we have 9 of the pieces here. Great, but I want this to be 8 times. So let me just do that, right? I want to take this, I want to copy it, and I want to paste it 7 times. Okay. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All that I'm going to change is, so this is going to be column A, okay, then B, then C, then D, E, F, G, H. Then I think it is a good idea to include the position on the alt. White rook on A1, on, okay, on A2, sorry, A1, B1, then C1, then D1, and so on, right? So just make sure when you develop, you make this as accessible as possible. Because as a front-end developer, that's one of the most important jobs. A website could be beautiful, it could work flawlessly, but if it's not accessible, that it loses so much of its value. So this one is F1, then G1. Then I think this is the final one, H1. So in this we do, okay, this was actually H1. There seems to be something wrong here because this white rook should be on H1, but this one should be on 2A. Okay, so it's actually correct. So then it's A2, right? So doing the same thing that we did, I'm just going to make all of the ons here just to save time. And I know this seems boring, but I prefer showing you everything. I prefer showing you all the mistakes. all the correct, all the thinking that goes into it, uh, just to get you more familiar. And I think it is important. When I was starting out, I used to love this kind of videos. So hopefully, some of you like it, and if not, you can just comment it down below, and I might adjust it uh, to suit the wider audience. Okay, so this is it. We have everything set up correctly. Now, if I just save this, if I just save this and go back, now we have 16 elements. Now, they are not in the correct position at all, but we're going to be fixing that using JavaScript actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything here. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. Okay. Then let me actually select this and indent it. Okay. Okay, so here we start on Rook. So we just want to go here and change this to black everywhere. Black. Okay, so it's just now you can see how we set it up, right? So since we set it up this way, and since the naming convention of our assets are consistent, we can just change this to black where white is, and it doesn't matter. Everything will be in place. Also, you might look at this and it might seem repetitive. And if you're a developer, something you have to know is that if something is this repetitive, it is not the best way of doing things. Now, I am doing this this way because this is not an intermediate or advanced uh, front-end development course. It is quite beginner. I want to make it beginner friendly. Uh, so I think I am taking some liberties here and making stuff a bit more simpler and not totally accurate. Okay, so another thing we have to change is the positioning, right? So the starting black elements are not on 1 and 2, they are on 7 and 8. So we have to make sure that we don't forget to change that. Okay. So I also really would appreciate if you code along with me so you get more muscle memory in you. So please consider just as much as possible to do the same as me. When I type, you should type. When I make a mistake, you should make the mistake with me and see the solution right away. So I think that's the best way of learning. And that's the way I learned from YouTube videos mostly, and some books. Okay, so we change everything to black, but we also have to change the column numbers, right? So I'm gonna start here. Instead of 1, it should be 8. 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8. But all the pawns should be actually on 7. So this one 8, then from here on, just 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay. Then don't forget to change it here as well. So we come here and we change this to 8, 8. Okay, so you get the idea. 8, 8. Then 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Okay. So now if we save it and go back, you can see now we have all of our elements ready. So if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the starting line, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the next one. Then on the ending line, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then on the 7th mark, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have everything, every element, every piece actually in its proper position. Now, not in its proper position actually, but it is set up in the correct orientation. Now what we have to do is we have to go back and using JavaScript, you have to put everything in place, right? So everything should be where it's supposed to be. But that's all for today. Again, if you want the assets, uh, I will be leaving them down below in the description. So the GitHub link, so you can just download it from there, and just use it and just follow along with this course. Okay, I think that's quite enough for today. Thanks for watching. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them down below in the comments. Until next time, goodbye.